This video, I'm going to be sharing with you the cosmic experiment, showing you the truth about Earth that you've never heard before. This is going to help you understand much more about reality and your mission on Earth. Welcome back to another video. My name's Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you that of the cosmic experiment, understanding why you're on Earth right now and what makes Earth so special. Now, first off, understand that at higher dimensions, there's many different dimensions of perception. At a higher dimension, you exist right now in this present moment. And in this reality, you forget that you have this higher dimensional existence. Because part of the purpose of Earth and part of the purpose of this reality is that when we are born, we forget who we are, and that makes this experience very unique. So we go through what is called a veil of forgetfulness. A veil of forgetfulness. In this veil of forgetfulness, you forget that you are an immortal spiritual being, living this temporary human experience, and you go through this experience of lowering your vibration to this very physical 3D dense form, and then you go through your life on Earth. And part of the purpose of that is that you forget who you are so you can remember who you are. And it makes it that much more of a challenge. You see, as infinite spiritual beings in higher dimensions, we love chilling in the higher dimensions. We love being able to feel unconditional love and bliss. We love being able to instantly teleport different places, read other people's minds, move things around with our mind. But have you ever played a video game where you have all of the cheat codes? I at one time played Grand Theft Auto when I was younger. At one time I knew all these cheat codes. I could make it so that I was just indestructible. I could do whatever I wanted to do, go around and do all this cool stuff. But guess what? Being able to do all that, it gets boring after about 2 or 3 hours of doing it. At first it's kind of cool. You're like going around, wrecking havoc, and you're doing all this cool stuff with helicopters and tanks and all this stuff and running over stuff. All this cool stuff. But then what eventually happens is you sit there and you go, it's kind of boring. Kind of want a little bit of a challenge. It's what they call a flow state. You know, flow state, that's why we like flow states. We like a little bit of challenge with what we are doing, and it gives us this nice little balance. Well, in the same way, in higher dimensional states of consciousness, you can do whatever you want to do. But after a while, you're like, you know what would be a little bit fun? Is to go through a little bit of a challenge. So we limit ourselves. And we make this 3D physical body that has that of a brain that can only interpret so much of reality. We're giving these blinders in a way so that we can have this physical experience, so that we can't forget who we are, so we can remember who we are. Now even right now as I say this, understand that at a higher dimensional point of view, you exist right now in this present moment. But you are dreaming that this is who you are. You are, whatever your name is, living on Earth, but in actuality you are so much more than you can imagine. So Earth has what is called a veil of forgetfulness, where we forget who we are, so we can go through this process of remembering who we are. And every single night, also, by the way, when you go to bed at night, you will awake to these higher states of consciousness. You may just go to the astral realms, but a lot of times you go even beyond that. But you don't remember it. You can't remember something that the physical limited brain can't interpret. Because the 3D physical brain is that limitation. It is the governor switch that we have in this body so that it keeps us with this kind of challenge. So what happens is we forget who we are. That's a part of the component of Earth. This, in a way, we could say is a cosmic experiment. Now, here is the unique thing about Earth, okay? So knowing that you have these higher dimensional states of consciousness, this higher dimensional version of you, understand as well, you are such a vast being that you have not only incarnated your energy on that of Earth. Earth is one of many, many, many different places. Earth is beautiful, but Earth is one of many, many different places. You are an infinite spiritual being, so you wouldn't and you can't just incarnate all of your energy on Earth, because Earth has a certain frequency range. 3D reality to a certain dimension, to a certain higher dimension. Well, you could say 2D reality as well, because we have the elementals. But you can't just incarnate all of your energy there anyway. So all of us have what we could call higher dimensional and extraterrestrial connections. Because extraterrestrial is beyond the terrestrial of Earth. But we think of it as, oh, it's grays or it's this. Grays are one way to go about it. One different type of race. There's many different humanoids that look very similar to us that you wouldn't know even the difference. So this is about understanding there's many different. So the reason I say this to you is you have this existence here. You have existences on other planets. Even right now as I say this, when you go to bed at night, you awake as this higher dimensional version of you, and you have connection to all these different connections you have, which could be in the Pleiades, could be in Sirius, could be in Andromeda. All these different places are just different reality systems. They're different star systems that you may be connected to. So, knowing that you are multidimensional, you exist here right now, when you're going through this great awakening, there's a great awakening happening on the planet right now, where many, many millions of people are waking up to who they are, and it will continue to happen, because this is part of the ascension on Earth. This is part of the cosmic experiment that I'll talk about in a minute. But what makes Earth so incredibly unique? Well, think of Earth as the melting pot of the galaxy. What I mean by this is there is so much diversity on Earth that it is incredible. There are so many different types of plants, so many different types of animals, so many different types of algae, so many different types of coral, so many different types of all of this different stuff that gives it beautiful diversity. Every single day they are finding new species, whether it's in the Amazon rainforest or it's in the ocean. They find new species every single day, and that will probably happen for a very long time because there's more than we can possibly imagine, more life on Earth than we can imagine. Now, with all of these different things that it has to do with on Earth and this diversity, there are human beings, many different animals as well. There are human beings on Earth, obviously, and all of us that are incarnated here right now, 7.5+ billion people. One part of the experiment is we all chose to come here to go through this great shift in consciousness. It's happening right now. There's a raise in vibration happening. The perception of time is speeding up. The vibration is quickening. More and more stuff is getting brought up to the surface to be dealt with. This is part of this great awakening. However, the thing I want to share with you is what also makes Earth so unique is you have beings incarnated here. All of the humans on Earth, you have beings incarnated here from all around the galaxy. That's what makes Earth so beautiful. All of the souls that are here right now going through this great shift in consciousness come from all over the galaxy and have incarnated here, forgotten who they are, gone through this veil of forgetfulness so that they can then remember who they are. But there are so many different races, so many different parts of the galaxy. That's why there's so many different types of personalities. And people in their life may have traits and things that make them who they are that come from different star systems. And there's these stereotypical ones. You could say the Pleiades. You could say Sirius. You could say Arcturian, Andromedan, Lyran. All these different star systems. These are the most sexy pop culture terms. And yes, they're real star systems that there are many, many different types of beings from. However, there are many, 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 many more than we can even imagine. So sometimes we're like, what star am I connected? Am I connected to Pleiades? Am I connected to this? And many times we will be because we're such vast beings that we have connections. Many people that watch my videos for sure have connection to the Pleiades or Sirius or all of these different places. However, they're very vast places. So it doesn't mean, we get this idea in our mind, oh, this is what I probably look like. But there's so much different diversity even within that. It's like there's many different types of races of humans even. Humans all look a little bit different. So it's the same thing when it comes to these ET races, higher dimensional races that we're connected to. However, what makes Earth so unique is that there's the melting pot. It's a melting pot. There's so many diverse levels of beings incarnated here going through this shift in consciousness. Now, in general, what else makes Earth so unique? Well, first off, let me just say this as well. This just popped in my mind, just so everyone knows. The macrocosm, the microcosm. As above, so below. We have our own individual consciousness, and are going through our life experience. And within us, we have bacteria, we have organs, we have different organisms inside us that have certain purposes, as above, so below. Just like that, we on this planet are a cell of Gaia. Gaia, the planet herself, is a conscious being that balances out energy via weather, that has the circulatory system, that has 70-something% water, just like humans have over 70% water in their body. There's a direct correlation between this. The sun is a living entity as well. This may sound a little bit esoteric, but everything is life. Everything is life. And just like we have an energy field around our body, Mother Gaia has an energy field around her body. Mother Gaia is going around the sun, revolving around the sun. It's all life. So the reason I say this is that you understand that Gaia herself is a living being that we are all connected to. So when we incarnate on earth, we come here to forget who we are so we can go through this process of remembering. But so many people are here right now, especially people that watch my videos. You are here to bring through light in your life. As a light worker, to help other people awaken. If you're even just interested in this information, you unlock more of this energy, more of this knowledge into the collective consciousness. Because just like we have an energy field around our body, there's an energy field around the planet. And the more people that wake up, it causes this ripple of energy. This ripple of energy, and more people are waking up to more and more who they are. And this is creating this momentum of transformation that will continue to happen from now as long as it takes. We signed up for it. We went through a veil of forgetfulness, forgot who we are, to come into these lives, to have this type of sometimes really rough time, so that we could then propel us and give us pressure to go through a spiritual awakening, so that then we can remember who we are and help people wake up from the hypnosis of the autopilot mind. And that's what people are waking up to right now. And that's part of the experiment. Part of the experiment is to wake up and to help other people wake up. Earth, in a way, is also just like a school. It's like a school with many different lessons. And the more we learn through this process, the more you earn. The more you learn through this process, the more you are able to use all of this knowledge. And you're using knowledge and pulling from knowledge in different star systems, ones that you're connected to. Also different lives that you're connected to. You're pulling through all this information. And the thing about Earth right now in the ascension, this raise in vibration, this transformation from a carbon-based body to a crystalline-based body, is that we can work through so much karma right now. We can work through so much karma from many different lifetimes. We are pulling from it right now in the present moment. These timelines, in a way, are collapsing right now. We are coming more and more into the present moment. So, part of this Earth experiment is a opportunity for us to learn, and with this ascension that's happening on Earth right now, it's allowing us to raise our vibration and to let go of so much karma. We are so lucky to be here right now. I really mean this. Now is the time on the planet that is better to be alive than ever before, because there is more transformation that can happen in this life on Earth than has ever happened, because never before has 7.5+ billion people gone through this shift in consciousness the way that it is going to happen in this lifetime. It is so important and so powerful that there are thousands and thousands and thousands of different extraterrestrial races that are watching this experiment. And they are taking our cue to see how we go through it. You see, we look up into the sky and we see the blue, we see the sun and the stars. But these higher dimensional beings have ships that are cloaked that you can't see. If you could see everything that was above the planet, with the social conditioning, it would probably freak you out. But there are many beings that are benevolent. They are here to help us. Why? Because these other beings, these ET races, are other aspects of our own consciousness. You see, they know that. That's why they would never hurt us, because they are us. They love us. But in our limited human structure, where we forget this stuff, we forgot all of this, but when you go to bed at night, we wake up as it, but we look around, we're socially conditioned to be afraid of all of this. But in our own little limitations, we look up, we're like, oh, we have war inside of us, so they must be the same way. They want to conquer us. They are us. They are connected to us. So right now there is more attention on earth than ever before, and we have assistance from them, energetic assistance right now. We also have free will, like we forget who we are. We have free will as a society within the collective consciousness, so we have to become open to them coming down and helping us. They're waiting for us. It's not like, why don't they just land already and then give us some technology and all of this cool stuff? Why don't it happen yet? I want it to happen. I want it to happen too. I get it. But here's the thing, they're waiting for us to raise our vibration. Right now, it's like, it would be the equivalent of going to like an insane asylum and saying, yo man, why don't you just walk in and just, talk to everyone. Just talk to everyone. But not only that, these people in this insane asylum have knives and guns and stuff. Just walk in, just go talk to everyone. You see what I mean? That's not the exact perspective, but in it's a metaphor. So it's a metaphor. So understand that we're waking up to more of who we are, and they are waiting for us, and then eventually they will be making more contact with us. But in general, Earth is so beautiful because there are beings from every different part of the galaxy that are incarnated at this time to go through this shift in consciousness. We forget who we are so that we can remember who we are. We go through this veil of forgetfulness so that we can sometimes go through pain, but then remember. That creates pressure for us to remember who we are, so then we can be on this higher timeline and more awareness of who we are. And Earth, in a way, is like a school. It's a school where we learn lessons, where we're able to tap into more of our own energy, and we're able to, in a way, merge the lower self with the higher self. We all have higher self. We all have guidance. We all have spirit guides. The key is to connect to this and understand that you are so much more than you imagine. The Earth is a beautiful, beautiful place to be right now. Beautiful being to be connected to. You're on it right now. We're going through this shift in consciousness because Mother Gaia herself is going through this shift in consciousness. And the key is to allow this process to understand things are going to continue to speed up. We're going through this ascension together. And to go understand that as time goes on, things may fall apart, but they will get better. Things have to fall apart before they can get better. So the old 3D structures, a lot of the old things that no longer serve, will do their thing. Be observant of it. Understand it's special to be here right now. It's a very empowering time to be alive. There is this cosmic experiment that is happening, and we have benevolent forces that are helping us with it. Why are they benevolent? Because they're us. There are other aspects of us. It's just our little ego mind can't understand it as much, but we will as time goes on because we are ascending. So, if you want this meditation that will help you to raise your vibrational set point, that will help you understand more about this process, this is absolutely free. It's in the top description box below. Listen to it for 21 days. It could change your life. Also, I'll be doing more live Q&As on Instagram. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can do so right here. And I post twice a day there as well. But I do live, so you can ask me questions about this as well. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the little notification gear so you can see the daily vids that I do. And other than that, as always, peace, much love, and namaste.